All right, this is breaking down your holiday turkey with just a simple steak knife. First thing you should do is separate out your legs. Go ahead and knock those down, pull them off. They should just pull right away. The thing's cooked all the way. Shouldn't be much going on in there at all. I've got a little pan over here to the side where I'm going to reserve those guys. Just slide them right off. Might have to dig a little bit. Don't forget about this piece right here. This piece right here is like the oyster. It's the nice, super tender piece of the thigh. It connects in here to this joint right here. You can peel all this excess meat off right here. This stuff is good for soups and chicken gravy or turkey gravy. Next thing you do is pull off these legs. Just pull it back. Pop it right out of there. Just take the knife and cut like right along the spine right there. You'll be able to feel the joint right in here. You can kind of see it right there. You can either just cut right through the joint there, come up on the other side and you pull the leg off. Flip it over, do the same thing. Just pull it back a little bit. You run your knife blade up under there. Kind of come in. See, I got a little bit of the breast meat, but that's no big deal. Right inside the knuckle there. It's cut down. Take that off, put it aside. Last thing we got here is the breast. For the breast, you just find the breastbone. You'll be able to feel it. It runs right along here. And you can feel on either side of it. You just run the knife right down that bone right there. And turn it around. Continue to cut down the bone. You can see it's starting to pull away now. And you just run the knife right down the blade, or right down the bone. Just slide it right under there. You'll start to see the rib cage right here. It kind of holds everything in there. You can just run the knife right down the ribs there. You can see it pulling away. There's your chicken or your turkey breast. You can peel this other meat off here. Reserve it. Stuff is good for like enchiladas and things like that. Anything stuffed. Pull that away. Check, make sure there's no more meat. There's meat hiding back here underneath. You can clean it down as good as you like. Peel all this little stuff off. Then you just find the other side of the bone. Cut down on the other side of the bone. You'll be able to feel it right in there. Move that breast out of the way. Slice right down. Just keep following down. See it peeled off there. There's the other breast, or the other half of the breast. There's a bunch of good meat right in here. You can just run your finger along it. You know, peel all that stuff out of there. You see all this extra meat right in here. There's going to be a little bit more up under here. There you go. All right, and so on the side you should have yourself a stock pot, just a regular old pot that you usually boil your pasta and stuff in. And you just break the spine in half here, take these pieces, stick them right into that pot. If you want, you can probably even break this down a little. You can see where the rib cage ends right here. If you just take your knife, you can run it straight down that thing. And it'll break right apart. Pop the neck out and everything there. You just break this down a little bit. You can get that going in a stock pot. This turkey itself actually has been smoked, so it's going to pick up a bunch of smoky flavor in the bones and all that. And just cover that in water. Let it reduce down by about half. You'll have a nice turkey stock. You can make your gravy from that. You keep meat moist. The pieces that we just pulled off, like this is the turkey breast. The skin on this is a little tough on the smoke, but you can, if you wanted, you could get it in there. The easiest way, if you want to try to keep the skin, is to slice it from this backside. But this is where you can just do, slice turkey pieces off the breast meat. This is a good way for you to use up sandwiches, and you get all the breast meat and stuff for the sandwiches. I'm gonna cut this kind of big right now. I'm thinking that I'm just gonna do some turkey and some gravy, some mashed potatoes and stuff for dinner this evening leading up to this. So I'll just show you cutting this one down. So this is the leg piece right here. If you take the leg piece, you can just pull right up on it, and that leg and the thigh will separate right out. I usually just go ahead and pick this down. You can just pull this meat right apart. It'll just pop right out of there. There's a bunch of long, stringy tendon type stuff here. You don't want to get that stuff in there. It's inedible. It's like when you get the turkey leg from the festival. This is the stringy stuff that ends up being in there that you just kind of pull your teeth along to get the meat off of. But this kind of meat right in here is what I use to make enchiladas and things like that. And it's always real good meat for enchiladas. I like to make a tomatillo sauce and do like a green enchilada to go with it. It's just a way to use up, all the pieces, so you kind of use the whole bird. Everybody's got a little bit in here. Now, since this one is smoked, you could actually take this stuff here and you could freeze it. Bag it up in the smaller portions. Break it out over a little bit of time. Seeing all this stuff here is just basically unusable. And all these tendons and stuff. And I just take that and I throw that in the stock pot too. And I just use that to boil down. I usually throw all these little pieces of skin in there too. It's really just flavor that you'll be taking off of that. You can kind of see there's like one of those long stringy things. And that was like the drumstick portion of the leg. So what's left will be the thigh. This is the other piece of the thigh. You can take that off. That looks like it's just a little bit of tail meat right there. Skin in the pot. Yeah, that might actually be a little tough. I'll just throw that in the pot too. But the thigh should just break out quite nicely. All this meat right here, you can just pull right off. Should just be the one thigh bone here. There'll be a couple of tendons in here, but you'll run across them. They're fairly tough. If you just pull down on the meat, usually it'll separate out. There we go. Try to use most of it there. And that's how you will use all the extra pieces. So that was the breast and the leg. I guess the little wing sections are really just small little hunks of meat. Like that would be mostly breast meat right there. Pull that out. You can do the same thing and just peel the meat out here. Or if you're just looking to feed yourself right now, you can just roll that in some barbecue sauce and stick it in the oven, heat it up, eat yourself a nice wing there. All right. There we go. That is the breaking down of your holiday turkey.